So this is the collection for the rock teams of season 14, and
there's only 14 of them, so it's not going to be that long.
no, but there's a lot of divergence here. I'll let you take the lead here as a non-resident.
Well, you know, I was just looking at my team.
Well, let's look at your team as you are first.
Your team next, actually. So they're in order. I don't know what, but my team happens to be first. So running with scissors.
It's the number of injured players. Actually, no, you only have the one injured player.
Yeah.
There's just gaps in the roster.
You just it's an MNG, yeah.
Yeah.
The two mighty blow storm vermin, the piling on. I mean, yeah, you're gonna have to get your claw soon.
I'm waiting. Look, I've been waiting for I've been through 3 storm vermin since I had a claw one a long time ago.
I've not seen big hand before used on a gutter.
Choose horns on your gutter. I'm disappointed.
Pardon, say again? I could have had horns.
Horns on your gutter with a double.
Yeah.
Wrestle horns.
But I already had a strip ball Dauntless one, and Dauntless, although it's a dice roll, is a dice roll against bigger people as well, so I find it more useful. And I must have had a bad experience where I'd failed to pick up the ball in either bad weather or lots of tackle zones, so decided that big hand was a good idea.
Big hand.
Yeah, big hands is a good choice, I think. You know, the thing you
it's not a bad skill.
Is someone to go into tackle zones and pick the ball up.
On wrestle?
Get it out there. Well, you know, they're all there to try and get the ball free one way or another. But
do you not worry about their long-term prospects when they're lying on the floor?
I don't worry about any rats' long-term prospects. You know, they're meat for the grinder, every single one of them. You know, my gutters are relatively unskilled because they do die, because I let them die.
Oh, and a dirty player as well on the lino.
Yeah. No, I could do with a kick. You know, I had one, also died at some point.
And a kick-off return pass thrower, just keeping the back line secure.
Well, the kick-off blodge as well. So short hands blodge. So the ball carrier if there's a ball stripper around, and a leader as well. You know.
Yeah, it's got you down to 2 rerolls as well, hasn't it? So.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty happy with them. I am gonna buy a Rat Ogre next.
So you are? It wasn't a non-Rat Ogre team.
It was a Rat Ogre team where the Rat Ogre died, and until I get Claw, basically I like to have a Rat Ogre.
Okay.
And in this and around here as well, I just like him. Fun. You know, I don't mind the
inefficiency.
Wild animal. Yeah.
How's your one turner?
He's very new. He's only played 2 games. So,
Wait, the guy with movement 10.
He's only been movement 10 for 2 games.
Oh, okay.
So he leveled up fairly recently.
So you've done very well to get up to 30-something experience points in 2 games.
No. So he was on 31 before he leveled up to I can't remember what. And he hasn't actually done a 1 turn since he got the movement.
He needs a sidestep.
He needs, but he wasn't a 1 turner. He was a guard player who would get stuck in with things. So he's a bit uncertain about his career prospects. Pardon?
You can't turn movement down on a gutter, can you?
No, you can't. No, yeah, exactly. I will give him sprint and sure feet next, but he's not going to be sitting on the bench. He's going to be being used.
Do you want a thicker bench? Because at the moment, is it?
I tend to not play with a bench very much anyway. You're
at 11 now with Crayon out.
Yeah, I rarely get above 12 anyway. I'm pretty happy around that level.
Okay.
So I don't like the idea of 100 TV of Rat sitting on the sidelines. I'd rather play a second half with 9 players.
I mean, I suppose you've got dirty players, so you always call for a bench if you're going to be fouling.
Well, it's more a case of I don't really use him unless I get a bribe.
Okay.
And then I hope he doesn't get sent off. And I'm hoping that the two storm vermin will keep numbers relatively even, especially when one of them gets claw. Sorry.
Okay, so just to jump into my mess of a team.
Yeah. Let's
time
to overanalyze your.
I'm going
Well,
to be firing a blitzer. I was trying to run the numbers, and I think the Niggle one needs to go before because obviously he doesn't even have anything special going for him. He's just blodge. So the Niggle blitzer has to go. The star is the frenzy. Two frenzy guys who.
I mean, the frenzy catcher is going to be the best thing, right? Because he's got sidestep, so he gets to be survivable, and he's got movement 8, so he can surf.
Yeah, I mean, the two of them do. I mean, obviously the lineman, he's on the line of scrimmage at the beginning, but he does break out of that, and even though he's only movement 5, he's still, because everyone keeps away from him, he just kind of has to run at the field a bit more.
I'm just shaking my head at MA5 frenzy. But whatever.
I mean, Frenzy's pretty good on low movement players. If you stick them on the line and they,
he's not doing blitzes.
Usually stronger players like Black Orcs and Ogres and stuff, where they just sit on the line and then hit people for the whole game. But, it's not as bad as the two wrestle throwers, which you have your insane plan for.
Yeah. It's not. I'm not. That isn't the reason for them. The partly safeties. I've got my 3 guards. It's just the injuries that have been accumulated on the blitzers, and yeah.
I mean, also it's interesting you chose guard on your blitzer. Like, did you have a Mighty Blow player already?
No. I've completely skipped Mighty Blow. I don't know why. I think I had a couple of doubles in it close together, and I was like, yes, I want a guard wall.
Sorry, I didn't hear that, Ethelred. What did you say?
I said, was it the run with Helio? Is that why you chose guard instead of Mighty Blow?
I usually save my my skill ups for the morning after, but maybe a double didn't allow for that. Quite happy with my catches. All got dodge.
No attack. Oh, so you're. Oh, yeah, of course. So you're thinking of frenzy as being the alternative to tackle as well, aren't you?
It's pro, it's tackle, it's mighty blow, all in one.
Yeah, except it's not when people are dodging past you.
No. But then you run after them and hit them.
Okay.
Valid. No tackle, Helio?
Not yet. I want it. I've not been in a situation where it wasn't already a sidestep or a. I did want at least one frenzy proper surfer because I got the lineman first, and he did get a few surfs in this. Like, he had this one game where he surfed like 2 or 3 people in one game. It's like, if only he was faster. So, and trusty patches.
But basically replace the blitzers first, and then maybe. By that point, you'll have. Did you say you're going to put frenzy on the throwers?
No, God, no. Frenzy.
I mean, seriously,
I'll probably go with a second frenzy lineman, and that'll be me done for frenzy. I think 2 frenzy linemen and a catcher.
I mean, if they're going to be the sweepers, it's not actually a bad shout to have that second roll of the dice when you're chasing people down.
Yeah, and the guards can reposition quite well, and there's 3 of them, so I haven't found a time where frenzy's really been a liability, because I tend to play quite tight in the middle of the pitch anyway. Because I've got surfers, they play tight in the middle of the pitch, and...
Oh, there are no ogre teams in paper, are there?
Didn't see them, no.
Oh, there might be one, actually. There was one. Sorry, just thinking about future, like, gathering in the centre of the thing, surrounded by ogres.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Only 2 rerolls. I actually got rid of one not long ago, because I've got leader.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, you had leader, and you had 4 rerolls for a very long time.
Yeah.
Complete waste of thingy. But yeah.
I'm happy to move on to Shribbins.
Yep.
Well, we had a death in the family, didn't we, in the week? So his strength 4 Lino died. Didn't die. He got minus strength, I think. So
Which
he got
is
retired.
yeah, he got
Yeah,
unstrengthed.
Not even can he?
that's kind of funny though. That's a lot of extra movement.
Which is
Yeah.
is a big deal for a Dark Elf team because they're not the fastest team, and
Yeah.
they suffer because the blitzers are tied up hitting people, and the witch elves are a bit flaky until they're properly developed, which these are, in fairness, properly developed. And even when they are properly developed, they're still not breakaway speed like a gutter runner is. But these are getting there.
No,
I don't
no
know,
wrestle.
At least one witch.
I mean, he's got it's
No, there's no strip ball there.
he's got both runners, which is something which not everyone goes for.
On a 12-man team with basically he's basically turned his team into an AV7 team.
Yeah.
He's got 4, and he's also got 2 players who.
Oh god, I missed that. Yeah, the 2 injuries. Yeah.
Yeah. So half his team is AV7. When one of the points of Dark Elves is not being AV7.
Yeah.
He has played.
I'm not a fan of jump up on Nietzsche either. Is that just because he's the only mighty blow one, so he wants to hit lots? Is he just waiting for the doubles for piling on?
Yeah.
I mean,
But not a bad team generally.
Not bad.
Looks more unlucky than bad, if that makes sense. Like, could be more exciting. I think there's too much. I think the movement there's too much of it.
There's too much AV7.
Yeah, definitely too much AV7, and also 3 movements. Like generally,
it's a bit bloaty.
yeah, it's getting to that point, isn't it?
It's a lot of team value for not many players.
Yeah.
Dark Elves all over, isn't it? I mean, he did have an assassin for a time, didn't he? But he ditched him. Thanks.
It's the right move. It's the right move. Even if they roll double and they get multi-block, some multi-stab.
I mean, if you compare his team to my team, which is 100 TV less,
Yeah.
I do quite like the diving tackle blitzer, but he really needs sidestep. But yeah, it's all right.
Okay, happy now. We'll go to Uberhef, Skeggs. I have to think which one of us was the team name. Skeggs being the team name.
Yeah, sounds like it should be the name, shouldn't it?
You
Typical lizard problem of bloated skinks and not enough skills on sauruses.
I like the Croxosaurus.
I was about to say block on a Crocs is always a good thing.
Yeah. He's the best big guy, in my opinion.
Yeah, combined with the Strength 5 Saurus, you've got some good pillars.
And it's block and guard on the Crocs as well.
Massive TV bloke, consider it, like fire half of those skinks right now, basically. Like the diving catch one and the one with just sidestep.
Yeah, bear skinks, basic skinks are absolutely fine. If they get a double, if they get a stat.
Yeah, so the sure hands one obviously is your ball carrier. And then everyone else you maybe have 1 or 2 diving tackle side
3 assistant coaches, 3 cheerleaders.
Ooh. Someone's been reading edition 5 manuals on lizards.
Why was that
having like 2 or 3 was a good thing.
Okay.
In edition 5.
I can't recall that version, but the Crocs is nearly on its 3rd skill, and there's plenty of good choices there. But
yeah,
it doesn't need it. Like the Crocs is fine as it is. He's he can just stand there and be pretty.
Stand firm.
Yeah, well, that Sam Firm would do it. But he can just stand there and be pretty, be marked, and just be useful as he is, and completely pull his weight with that tail.
But the Sauruses are practically new, and all so. What is that? That's
3 with block, 3 without, but one of them strength 5.
I mean, there's like 150 TV of skills in those skinks.
Yeah, that would be a thing to cut.
Yeah.
And the coaches and cheerleaders as well. You don't need 3, do you? What is it's 1 tops?
1. There's a good argument to be made for 1.
Well, but I mean, there is also a kind of slightly I forgot what the word is, like arms race argument to be made for 2. If everyone's got 1, then having 2.
You have 2.
You want to have
But
2 to like.
If you've got 2, your opponent's got none, you're probably worse off.
Well, no, because it does it's still a.
I mean,
D3,
I just
so,
moved the team value.
If you've got but basically the maths is about how your certainty of getting those things. If there's cheerleader rolled and you've got 2 higher than someone, you're almost guaranteed whatever the dice are getting that reroll.
But I mean, would you not be better with a Bloodwise Babe? At that point?
I mean, yeah. I mean, you'd be better off with. Essentially, he'd be better off with 3 normal skills, right? Because that's what it's.
Yeah.
That's what it's.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, you can't buy those. But even the Bloodwiser Babe, which is kind of what he's sacrificing each time with that coach and that cheerleader setup.
Yeah.
That's
not a great example because that's not going to be very much use for them. But anyway, should we go on to President Weasel?
Yes. Now, this is my day 1. Gave me a lot of trouble.
You've played.
Yeah, already done. And I've uploaded it recently, and it was just a very I had all the block dice. It went very, very swimmingly, and this team is just it's very balanced, very spread team. Lots of block, lots of viable players.
Nothing like one. Obviously the one turner. Ogre with guard, but nothing like.
He's not really a one turner though. The team doesn't really support it yet. I think he might be one day, but for now.
And also, the trouble is AG3 getting past that last line of defense.
Yeah, three dodges, isn't it?
Yeah.
Have you seen the stand firm?
Yes, I started talking about that for a second. Well, and then kind of. Stand firm because why not? Second double and you're spending more than sidestep.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, this either a grand plan I don't understand or.
Maybe it works better with guard, keeps him in the right place. But he is only strength 2, so you just hit him, right?
Yeah. An interesting choice.
Mm-hmm. Well, what would you have gone with a double instead?
Second double on a catcher.
Nerves of Steel.
Nerves of Steel only really works when you've got more than one of them, I think. But
I don't know. I think sidestep.
You got guard.
Yeah,
guard's a solid choice always, but second. I don't know,
again, I think we're probably being a bit nitpicky. It's like 10 TV difference.
Yeah, and sidestep and stand firm do functionally meet some of the same rules. It's the same points of control.
Well, so the argument is that they're so similar. Why would you spend more on the double?
Yeah. But I think
they are also different. Like you maybe want to have a mixture of sidestep and stand firm in case you meet someone with jugs or someone with grab and you put the right skilled person next to them, right?
Yeah, and also when you've got frenzy, there's things you can do with stand firm that work nicely. Refusing, getting repositioned and stuff like that. So yeah, there's
unless
definitely
you get someone with jugs. Yeah, but
yeah. I think it seems quite self-explanatory, so I'm happy to move on.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. But simple and effective, let's say, depending on how it's coached, obviously.
No,
he has got. To say, he has got the beer stand as a upgrade. So
yeah, that kicked in actually in our game.
That's why it ties in with the frenzy, I guess.
Yeah.
And you could be setting up. don't play with the overlay, you could, with that catcher, the stand firm one, you could be setting up frenzy traps, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's definitely. It just didn't. I
mean,
didn't
he's a
see a lot
slide,
of the frenzy kicking in, but yeah, that's definitely. The problem with the base stance is it does count against you, and you have to really be careful with that until you've got the sidestep, and because he's not an agility access team. I guess.
But I mean, if you're the kind of team who likes surfing anyway, then you should be aware of the possibilities of counter surfing.
Oh yeah, sure.
Okay.
I just think some teams are better suited, like Dark Elves with the Witch Elves. The Falconry Frogs by Laserbeam.
Yeah, that's my first game of the league and the last game to be played of the first round, which is tomorrow.
It's the two stat freaks that jump out at you: the Strength Thrower and the Movement 9 Catcher.
Mm-hmm. And to me, the thing that stands out is the vast amount of dodge over anything else. And, 4 block, but only 1 blodger. This team, it's a lot of TV for not very, so it's 13 players.
I mean, they don't want to face dwarfs, but other than that, I mean, dodge is going to pull its weight.
Well, but I've got tackle.
Yeah, but you have how many tackle?
Maybe 1.
So,
No,
okay,
2.
while your tackle will have lots of things to target, but he won't have. He'll still have things he can make use of his dodges with.
Yeah, true.
It'll still pull its weight in that way.
My point was more, I'd have more block and maybe a wrestler by this point.
Yeah.
You want at least 1 wrestler. Like that lineman bullfrog, I'd choose wrestle for him.
I mean, the sad thing about the Strength Thrower is that he's going to be very alone. He's not going to have, a load of block guys able to screen him.
No, I've just realised what this team is screaming out to me. This team is screaming out to me, not the right elf. So, the idea of choosing who you progress, levelling elves. Like, as a high elf team, you should be getting your blitzers SPP, right?
Yeah.
They're both on 1 SPP.
I guess if the casts don't come, and you've got 3 catchers.
Well, until you have Mighty Blow, you shouldn't expect Kaz. You should be
trying to score.
You should be trying to get them.
Getting at least. I mean, that's a vanity pass each, isn't it? Really, they've done.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a lineman with 16.
Yeah, which suggests to me that the lineman got MVP 3 times.
I mean, well, let's look. We'll be able to investigate that. We should say what he's done. Yeah. So, it's player statistics. He's got kick and dodge. What the hell? Yeah, 3 MVPs and 1 pass.
And there you go. Boom.
Kick and dodge.
So, yeah, he's...
It should be...
So, it's just the catchers that are scoring everything, or... I mean, also, he's not really won very many games.
Oh, God. And Engero has 3 MVPs as well, and 1 pass. So this is the blodge. So, yeah, there's been some really odd clustering in the MVPs.
He's only won 2 games, so...
Yeah, let's just say I'm quietly confident about this one.
Okay, well...
there's nothing like a bit of hubris.
Now this is
He's
probably
one of my favourite players.
The team, the Chainsaw Hands.
Yeah, the greatest
name. Indeed, just one name.
Ex-champion Chainsaw Hands, we should also point out.
But fresh team, so it's is he going to be able to repeat his success?
Oh yeah.
I mean the team looks
he's
pretty...
a great. Well, let's not forget. I mean, I think he plays Dwarfs and Khemri because his pitch control is so good, and they're both pitch control teams massively. So
to go 5-1-1 with Khemri as well, how many games with Khemri do you get where it's just rains, or you never pick the ball up, or whatever? That's good. Good coaching.
I'm not sure how early he got the block on the Tomb Guardian, but that's going to be a big help. And a 2 for ours.
This is the perfect follow up to that High Elf team. This is a team where the right players are getting the SPP.
Yeah.
And there's going to be some. I'd say that bench is for fouls.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'd say that if he hadn't accidentally rolled a double and chosen guard, that would have been the dirty player. Yeah. But yeah, it looks perfect. That's I'd love a Khemri team to exist like that. That's
Free rolls, 4 fan factor, no coaches, no cheerleaders. So it's just a very efficient
scoring touch. He's scored touchdowns with his blitzers to get them there. Like he's doing it right.
Absolutely.
So jumping out and going to Baby Metal. I've become aware of what Baby Metal is, and I don't know if I approve.
It's a form of pop. Is it?
It's a specific band.
Okay.
They're K-pop, K-rock, I guess K-heavy metal.
K-metal.
Yeah, they're. I don't know if they're worth listening to, but they're interesting. So 2 agility, 1 chaos dwarf blockers.
Yeah, fine with that.
You don't want them actually catching the ball. You want the ball to fumble past them onto someone else anyway, so that's fine.
Absolutely.
You've got 3 guards, which is a good start. It's still a long way to go.
Bench
or money. I mean, yeah, he could probably buy another hobgoblin, but he probably he's not on capacity with his chaos dwarf yet. Is it 6 the limit?
Yeah, 6 is the limit. So he is, yeah. But he's you'd want another hobgoblin for fouling, and he's got one with a skill. That should be dirty player.
And it's only 2 bull centaurs, and he's got.
Well, that's the limit as well.
Yeah, and he's no. Is there a minotaur in this team?
Yeah, but it's stupid. Bad choice.
Right.
Only crazy people take minotaurs on chaos dwarf teams,
especially or when you get to 3,000 TV and it doesn't matter anymore.
Or if you get to pick what skills they get and you really want Claw Mighty Blow on a Chaos Dwarf team. Yeah. Anyway.
These hobs don't have, there's not a sure hands one, so it's hard to see the ball carriers. I guess it's number 15.
I bet you he carries the ball with a centaur if possible and then uses the blodger the rest of the time type thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, Baby Metal Death should have dirty player.
And the 2 mighty blows, so they're not without killers.
No, and
it's going to keep
beginnings of the Wall of Death. They just need to roll a double for that claw. That'll be good.
Yeah, 3 rerolls, very standard.
Not much to say about that.
No. Moving over to this Spartium Industrists.
Nice, well said. Because I was having trouble saying that in my head. Very baby chaos team.
Yeah. Got the early claw.
Well,
I would think just get all of the block to start with, but I guess this is me being conservative. I mean.
Oh, sorry, no, I hadn't. Sorry, I was flipping around.
Mighty Blow, I understand. If you really want to target someone,
you should start with you should get Mighty Blow before you get Claw. It should be Mighty Blow and then Claw. Having a player with just Claw either says that he leveled up just before they played some dwarfs or something,
or a treeman,
or something which made him think, I need at least 1 Claw just in case. Otherwise, you should be waiting until Graham Mulligors levels up. Is this someone who named the Chaos Warriors after? Is Jimmy and Russ? They're not the 2 streamers, right?
Oh, I don't know.
Dex. Yeah, Dex Bonus is a streamer. Maybe. I might be just trying to find a thing.
You're seeing patterns in the rain in tea leaves.
Yeah.
There's a blodge, sure hands.
They're definitely not random names, though, right?
Yeah. No, these are hand on. No. Is it the blodge, sure hands, Beastman, who really is the entire team.
He's a hog, isn't he? He's a scorer. He's a great guy.
But basically, but that's Chaos teams always have like a ball handler that is that player, and then everyone around them becomes various different forms of killers and surfers, right?
Yeah.
So they just they've got the ball handler sorted. Next skill will be thingy hands.
Oh, got sure hands. Sure hands already got that.
No, I meant sorry, multiple arms, whatever it's called.
Oh, yeah, extra
arms. Yeah.
With the dodge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you get in, you get the ball, you get out.
Big hand as well at some point, but basically that's his ball handler sorted, and everyone else ignores anything except for strength and gets
Murdering.
the kill skills. Guarded.
Putrid Pile Divers, the Nurgle team, actually got the beast.
Again, though, a very baby team, not even like to blow anywhere. Starting with block on everything. I mean, tackle on a Pestigore before anything else. Interesting.
That seems a move of desperation, maybe.
Well, that seems perhaps either a skill up shortly after or shortly before playing a dodge heavy team.
Yeah.
Don't play a rotter.
I mean, it does make sense to have the tackle early because he hasn't got it anywhere else. So
I think he's broke as well. Like, he's got 10k and he's got 10 players, so he needs to get some good income, and then he can.
But I mean, Nurgle are hard to start with, so
absolutely.
Give him another couple of seasons. He's only played 7 games. Give him a chance.
And agility for Pestigore, I completely skipped over as well.
So
Sorry, I thought it again.
To say one of the OCC champions for Nurgle said Nurgle teams are junk until they have at least 50 games under their belts. So, build definitely.
I mean, I'd say the same to some degree for both ogres and vampires, which people will be between. It's obviously both tier 2 teams.
I think there's actually quite a lot. I think high elves are the same, where you need to get them up several levels before they start getting good.
Not in the same manner though. I mean, I think high elves can still play a very straight up and down game.
Yeah,
you don't need 50 games. I don't think.
No, 3 or 4, and you've got your blodge guys and.
Yeah, I mean, even with Chaos, you've got all the players. You're gonna once after a couple of games, you probably bought all your players anyway. Whereas with Nurgle, you're still buying rerolls and players after 6 or 7 games anyway.
Yeah.
Let alone actually getting the skills on.
But nice to see a Nurgle team coming up, because they are a team I enjoy playing when they come around, because there's such a change.
There's not enough kill teams actually, in this league. I think.
Yeah, this league's very, very hybrid and agility strong. There's not any kill teams at all, to be honest.
Yeah.
In fact, the second page is almost entirely.
I think the goblins will help change that next season, but yeah.
Well, the swords across the across the board will start to pick away at the hybrids. So clicking on the Hand of Gods we're facing.
Yeah.
They've had a bit of a slump as the team goes. They've done well, but I've seen this team looking stronger than this. I don't know if they've had a few major injuries.
I think he got battered in his last game, didn't he? By the look of it.
Yeah, but I think he's lost a few players beside, because this team.
I mean, it's got the making of a great Delph team, because he's got a mighty bow blitzer. He's got a strength 4 blitzer, which is brilliant. Guard, that's double and a plus strength.
I mean, and both those injuries are MNGs, right?
Yeah, neither of them has anything less than.
Yeah, it's fine.
40k in the bank. So, he's not short of cash either. So, yeah, I can see this team doing well.
Yeah, it's a good team.
He needs the other witch elf.
I think 1 is enough. I mean, they're fast. He's getting to the point where he can use the other witch elf, but I don't think it's And I mean, to me, the reason that Dark Elves are good is because 4 blitzers and
The armor.
7 linemen with 8 armor, slightly above average speed, great agility is a fairly strong side.
Yeah, you don't need.
Don't really need the witches at all. They can get quite expensive.
Now, the next team are the Carrot Crushers, which I'm reading as a reference to Homeworld.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing you post in Discord about.
I think
what they were.
these are auto-named players.
Yep.
Yep, they are.
So.
Boo.
Boo. Yeah, so there's 2 guards.
I really don't care. But anyway.
No, there's 2 guards. I think is that a runner with throwing skill? Pass. Huh.
A throwing dwarf team. He's hoping for the agility. I mean, basically, they're just. Oh, they've got a bench. Which,
I like the strip ball blitzer. I think more dwarfs could do with strip ball because early on there will be.
I mean, I like building one of the runners as a wrestle strip baller. Because you want the movement as well. So movement 5 strip baller. It's fairly easy to ignore, basically.
Yeah.
Just run around him, and
push him over occasionally.
Yeah, but obviously, like I play dwarves, light dwarves, give them all guard and mighty blow, and that's it. Type player. It's interesting, but so it's passed on a runner.
I mean, if he's actually using it. Has he taken an upgrade on the stadium? No, not going to go to the stadium. So he's not even going with the cheapo Nuffle.
He's only played 1 season.
Yeah.
As well, so games 3.
He's done well for experience points then. If there's only a short run. Looking at the Fantastic Authors United by Lava Jackal. Already quite bloaty. There's quite a lot of experience points there for is it? These a new team? Yeah, there's only 4. They've had the 4 games behind them, and this for a necromantic team, these are growing quite quickly.
He's got the he's injured, but an AG4 white is always good to have.
Ghoul, but yeah.
Mighty Blow on the werewolf.
Yeah, it's got the makings of a good necro team. Like necro teams, they need a few more levels than this. I'm not so sure about the blodge, right? White.
I mean, it'll keep him on his feet. I probably would have gone with Mighty Blow typically, but
yeah, like they necro needs some skills before they get good, and one of them is a killer white. So.
I mean, I play in Dead in OCC, and do you want your wolves to be the killers rather than whites? Whites in Necro, you want with guard, don't you, to support?
But the werewolves are the fastest player, which means you want them to do everything. You want them to be the scorers. You want them to be the hunters because they've got the frenzy and the claw.
Is Mighty Blows a double for werewolves, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. That's the thing.
That's absolutely the right choice then. Completely,
I think the reason you have a killer white is because you don't expect to get a killer werewolf.
So maybe the whites can sort of generalise a bit now. So blodge maybe isn't such a bad move.
Maybe.
Okay, moving on to Zulu Ninjas. So. Another rat team, but again, looking very, very skinny at the moment. 8 players.
Yeah, they've only had 1 season so far, so
they're down a Mighty Blow Storm Vermin, who's down to agility 2, so he's probably a fire.
And only 2 gutter runners.
Yeah.
Yeah,
is it time to reboot after this season if this goes any worse?
I don't know. Like some rap coaches get pretty good at playing down TV. A wizard and a few loners do wonders.
With you already fielding a couple of loners, is there the temptation to cut a reroll?
Not necessarily. Although, yeah, I run with 2 rerolls anyway for my rats.
I guess it just if he has another bad match, there's going to be he's going to get really some. It's a really difficult situation. Like I've been in imploding teams, and this looks like one. Maybe it'll turn around. I mean, that was the last one, apart from the Bretonian AI.
Okay.
I mean, the Bretonian AI. I don't think that they're again not paying for their skills because they.
Who's the poor person who gets to play that team?
Well, they've played one game because one of their blockers was out. So
yeah, but they need to level up before they recalculate. So basically, they stay at 1,000 TV until they finish. Someone levels, and when someone levels,
the whole team
recalculates.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So that one.
So
game.
they'll suddenly go up to like 1,600 or something.
It actually doesn't. Looking at full slots, if they played the fighting imp, they played Chainsaw Hands and got a draw. So, yeah, Chainsaw Hands is probably fighting uphill there.
Yeah, that's a bit of a harsh.
They've been the fillers swords have been swapped out now as well, so they're not.
They won't be playing any more games.
So we won't actually get to see what their actual value is.
Probably like 2K. Okay, well that was Rock done. It was wasn't scary as it seemed.
I think what they do is the computer averages the TV of the leagues, so everything in the Divisions of Death, and puts the AI at that TV. I think.
Huh.
Okay.
Something like that. So it'll be the average TV of the league. So that, essentially the idea being that they should be vaguely even with everyone else, except then it calculates their TV as being 1,000 first few games.
Thank you, Cyanide.
Yeah.
Okay, well I'll put coke in this, and
okay,
I'll get these uploaded this evening.
Cool.
Right.
Excellent.
Great.
Bye.
All right.